Hey guys, what's going on? Doing an update on Jeff Bishop's bullseye trade from this last week. Thought I'd go through it a little bit. I'd missed a couple of weeks, so I'll go through Coin, which was the one before that, which wasn't a very good pick at all. But I've been quite surprised recently to hear that people don't really like bullseye because I've covered this for a couple of years now, and honestly, they've been pretty good. Sometimes they're hard to get into, maybe that's what puts people off, but they've been pretty good, and I just wanted to talk a little bit here about two other services that I really like. The first one you've probably heard me talk about before, Nate Bear's Profit Surge Trader. So it's going on about a year now. This one is similar to Bullseye in that he releases picks at the start of every week. So every Monday, 12 Eastern time, Nate comes on, does a live stream, and gives you 2 to 3 picks that he thinks will go up within the next 5 days or so, sometimes less. So I'll leave a link in the description. You can go through this whole review article. I have a ton of stuff in here that I've amassed from last year. But what I did recently is I reached out to Monument Traders Alliance, the guys behind Nate Bear's service, and asked them for a full track record for the last year. And this is what they told me. And honestly, it's in line with what I've been seeing overall. So if you look here, it's 111 trades have been winning trades out of 138, 80% win rate. Average return per trade, and that's including the losses. So if you add up all the wins, all the losses, divide by the number of trades, get that percentage, it's 7.4%, which is pretty good. Positive profit factor on that. And average length of trades is 5 days. So hopefully that's helpful. It gives you an idea of the overall picture of Nate Bear's Profit Surge Trader. Now the reason I'm bringing this up is that there's a problem with bullseye trades where Jeff doesn't actually do this. He doesn't give us these really key stats, so it's very difficult, to actually isolate whether bullseye trades is a profitable system overall. But things like this one with Nate Bear, you can tell that this trade is legitimate and the service really does return a positive profit factor. So definitely check the review out. There's links in here to buy it. You get a huge money back guarantee, 365 days money back guarantee if you go to this link right here, and you can watch the video about it as well. So if you've not joined it yet, it's one of my favorite services of all time. Definitely check it out. The other one that I'm really keen on at the moment is one that I joined probably a month ago now. It's called Stealth Surge Alerts by Roger Scott. Roger was a guy I was very skeptical of, but over time I managed to get him on the channel. Maybe you guys have seen the interview. And he convinced me that he's the real deal, and then I've been taking all of his trades ever since in Stealth Surge Alerts, and they've been working really, really well. So I really give it an excellent rating. You can go here and check out everything you need to know about Roger Scott's Stealth Surge Alerts. I'll leave the link in the description below. The other reason that I really like this is he does give a full profitable track record, including all the details of every trade. So if you look right here, he has a profit factor of 1.81, which shows it's a winning strategy, and he breaks down all his stats, which is pretty nice. Slightly higher average return on the options than Nate Bear, but this program costs quite a bit more. If you want to find out how much it currently costs, go to the review article that I'll leave in the description below. Click on here, and you'll get more information on it. So definitely check those out. I think they're both a bit better and more transparent than bullseye trades. I still love bullseye trades, but these two are probably a little bit better, so check them out. Anyway, let's get started on HD calls, which was the bullseye pick last week. Here's the email. So he talks about Coin a little bit, which is the one I mentioned earlier. It didn't really work that well, slipped a little bit, recovered the next day. Coin was still a laggard. So he does have losing trades here, and I didn't miss that one because I'm trying to hide it. I'm just saying, that these happen, and sometimes I'm not doing these videos every single week, especially now that I'm doing videos on Nate Bear stuff, Roger Scott stuff, and bullseye trades, and other services, and reviewing stuff. I can't cover every single trade, so it's not like I'm just trying to cover up the losses. I don't mind if there's losses in bullseye trades. I mean, there's so many wins, it's still a good service. So he's talking about how he's going to go outside of the tech sector last week and targeting one of the strongest stocks in the whole market over the last month. So he's just going after strength. Always a good strategy for momentum. He said this stock made new all-time high last week, and I think it is ready to put in another high very soon as it rebounds from the latest pullback. So that was kind of his whole reasoning. He does look at Keltner channels as well, but he doesn't talk about that here. He does run an 11 a.m. session in Market Master Room inside the RagingBull dashboard, but I don't go to that very often anymore. I'm usually kind of busy. So you may have elaborated more on it in there, but so far the reasoning for this is not as good as, say, Nate Bear's Profit Surge Trader, where he talks about all the squeezies and shows you the exact chart and goes through it all carefully. I think, like I said, he might Jeff might actually do that, but I don't really go to his webinars anymore. So here's the trade plan. He outlines it really simply. HD November 1st 420 calls near $4. There's a stop loss, there's a target, see if it hits 420 or 430. Often the option will get to 50% or more before it actually hits these targets though. And he actually says that he takes profits at 50%. Here we go. I aim to lock in 30 to 50% on my trades. So it's not always going to get to these profit targets. It's when it gets to the options profit targets of 30 to 50%. That's when most people are taking profits with this. So this trade worked out really, really well. Here's the chart on TradingView. This is the 14th on the left here. Close all this nonsense. So the 14th is on the left here. This was the Monday. Oops, I need to draw that line. Let's get rid of that. Right here. And then you can see there was a bit of chop. This is the 5-minute chart. Still time to get in, and then this thing took off and went all the way up to here, which actually did surpass his profit target at 420 by a couple of dollars. So that was within a day. So by the open on the Tuesday, it was already up massively, and then it's sold off ever since. This seems good. I mean, sure, there wasn't much of a pullback, and it did take off pretty quickly. Let's look at the options here. So this was the price around $4.25 at the open on Monday. And then this thing by the 15th, which is here, hit $6, which is a 50% gain overnight. So it's pretty good. I mean, not the best pick, and that didn't pull back much, but it's still close to $4. I think some complaints that some people have is that you can't really get $4, but he writes the word near, so close enough, right? And so that worked out really well. One of the guys, I've noticed the comments have reduced massively over the last year in bullseye trades. For some reason, people are not liking these picks. I can't figure it out. It's weird. I think when it goes through a downturn, people give up. And I think that's where Jeff would probably benefit from publishing the stats a bit more clearly, like you saw with Roger Scott's Stealth Surge and also Profit Surge Trader by Nate Bear. I think it would help people realize that it's a profitable strategy and stick with it, whereas most people are just giving up and going, bullseye trade sucks. If there's like two or three losses in a row, that's it, they're gone. And you can see that lots of people have left the comment section. There's really only one guy in here. There used to be dozens. This is a big service. It has 10,000 plus people in it, at least that's what I've been led to believe. And Jeffrey Shaw here said, another bullseye banger. This guy really likes it. I got in the HD calls open on Monday and sold out of them as soon as they hit the 420 target on Tuesday for an 85% win. Thanks, Jeff. He seemed like the only guy who's stuck with it and is actually taking these trades on a very regular basis. And he's making money from it, it seems. So overall, bullseye trade was good this last week. Hopefully this week's will be good, and I'll try and keep you guys updated next weekend once that trade closes. All right, that's all for now.